Halo has had a rough life under 343, now Halo Studios. Luckily, the characters, gameplay, and memories that its fans share have kept it alive through moments in its history that would have killed lesser franchises. On a slightly less bleak note, Halo Campaign Evolved is fun, for the most part. It's a bit complicated, but then again, it's always complicated with 343 or Halo Studios. I still don't know why they did that rename, but whatever, I guess. Surely, though, remaking this game again for people that have access to the source codes shouldn't be that difficult, and good news is, for the most part, it wasn't. It seems. I'm happy to say the gameplay is more than intact. The visuals are the best Halo has ever looked, bar none in my opinion, and the campaign has been recreated in a mostly faithful way with additions that make sense and minor alterations to some levels and encounters that, in my opinion, can make them a little bit better. Like, the library was actually bearable. It's still my least favorite level, but I actually look forward to a couple of encounters now throughout it, which is definitely new. Alright, starting off, none of this matters if the gameplay isn't any good.
Get him off me!
Now, I haven't had this much fun in a Halo game since Halo Reach, and that's gotta be saying something, right? Well, it's complicated, as I had said before. On one hand, the gameplay during the standard campaign with the mostly Bungie designed missions is great, whereas the bonus missions are all pretty awful. There are minor gameplay changes, including most of the weaponry now behaves like modern Halo, meaning weapons like the assault rifle perform like they do in Halo Infinite, not like they do in Combat Evolved. However, the place of the assault rifle has mostly been filled by the submachine gun in the campaign. Weapons such as the fuel rod cannon, the SMG, and the sword have been added, and personally, I'm all for this. There's not a lot of worlds where you can tell me that this stretch of my campaign would have been better or more fun with less options. The good thing about Halo is the 2-weapon limit always keeps this in check. A gameplay alteration that is always contentious among the Halo community is Sprint, but I will say my piece on Sprint right now. Over the course of this campaign, I never noticed it being something that greatly affected the gameplay. It is something that gives you the slightest ability to escape, but that's it. And in my opinion, if something as innocuous as Sprint is enough to break your combat sandbox, maybe it wasn't that good to begin with. The Flood have an added boss also on this go-around. It is the Pure Form tank that we've seen. I do believe it was first in Halo 3. This boss is used to help give Flood fights and levels some much-needed diversity, and in my opinion, it really does help. The tank does have very high health. I think it's a larger health pool than the Hunters, at least it feels that way. And it can dispense pod infectors to reanimate any corpses that the player might have unwisely left behind. Audio and graphics are up next, and as you've been seeing for a while now, the game is absolutely stunning. I am only running this on base PlayStation 5, as I wasn't really sure Linux would support the game at launch, and I wasn't sure about graphics drivers and all that, you know. I do know Unreal is a very contentious topic. A lot of people don't like the engine, but I will say that what the devs do with the engine does matter, and I do think that for the faults this game has, which we will get to, I don't think the visuals are one of them personally. Halo and Unreal just so happen to be a match, at least visually. Unreal's metal material rendering and lumen lighting give the world a texture it's never had. Plasma bolts drip through the air and they illuminate their surroundings and cast shadows in ways they never have. Heck, even the plasma rifle this time around is so unbelievably fun to use because the visuals and audio sell the weapon so darn well. The physics Halo players also expect made it back, and grenades and explosions throw other grenades, vehicles, weapons, etc. across the battlefield, and it's not only glorious, but it's part of what makes Halo's gameplay so fun. You never quite know if that hunter is gonna toss your warthog over. You don't know if that's gonna impact a grenade you threw, or if that grenade is gonna explode, maybe 10 of them on the ground. It's something that has always lent itself really well to Halo's combat, and I would argue it's always been a core pillar of the franchise. There's a reason we used to clip Halo 3 in theater mode. Speaking of theater mode, this is unfortunately where the negativity starts. Campaign Evolved could be so much more. Where is multiplayer? Why is Forge not here?
Hell if I know.
Both of these things, in combination with the Unreal Engine already having a good modding framework and being readily available to anyone who wants to use it, would give this game what I think is a much longer tail than it will otherwise have. Modding things into this game, which is already kind of a celebration of Combat Evolved, would have people's imaginations running wild. Think of the opportunities. We could have new game modes. Think of the things that Halo already spawned, like Griffball, Machinima. We're not going to get any of that. We won't have any funny Halo shorts coming, any multiplayer clips happening. That's not going to happen because the game doesn't have that. We don't have these features. Why? If in 2007 Halo 3 can deliver a campaign, Forge, theater, multiplayer, split screen, and online co-op all on launch day, there should not be any reason that one of the wealthiest companies in the entire world cannot deliver something similar in 2026. But instead, we got a remade campaign that, while admittedly is good, it does have minor bugs. It does have bugs like disappearing corpses. The ragdoll is kind of terrible. There are a couple of glitches here and there. I did have one minor one hard crash during my playthrough, and the bonus missions are simply terrible. You have Sergeant Johnson, who has been written as what feels like a Marvel side character, while trying to explore a relationship with Master Chief that if you only played the games, like, I guess you have no concept about.
Confident. We keep quiet and play our cards right, we'll be in, out, and back by dinner.
You're always hungry.
Damn right I am.
Then when you actually see Sergeant Johnson in the regular Halo campaign, he's not talking to you like you guys have been through these things or this mission, but he's talking to you as if you guys kind of just met, as if you and the player are just meeting for the first time, because that's how he was written back in the past.
Come to the party.
It's a mess, sir. We're scattered all over this valley. We called for evac, but until you showed up, I thought we were cooked.
And this is part of the problem, right, is Halo fans didn't stick to Halo 1 Sergeant Johnson because we were given a buddy cop story in the beginning of Halo 1. We stuck to him because he was a well-written side character that kept popping up in the game, and his voice actor did an unbelievable job with the material he was given. He grew into something we loved. He was not made into it. And I just don't feel like Halo Studios quite understands that concept yet.
Been a while since I gotta take old Sophie out for a spin. Are you ready to get to it? Just couldn't save any from me, could you?
You call that quiet?
Dead folks are quiet, Chief. And now they're dead.
overall, I had a ton of fun with Campaign Evolved. Personally, for me, a fan of the franchise since 2001, it was really fun to go through this remake. It was especially fun to see the areas that were touched up a bit and to play with the added weapons and to see everything with a modern coat of paint. It truly was a fun experience that, might have brought a tear to my eye here and there. Unfortunately, I can't help but look at this and see what could have been. And I truly don't understand why some features were not here. It feels like they have been running for years, chasing what Halo used to be, and here's hoping that they can turn this ship around.
This is not your grave.